Hello there, my Homo sapiens. Welcome back. As I mentioned last week, uh, I have a new series called Speak Up, and you have made it to episode 2. Um, I set up a poll for people to vote on what I talk about today, and the winner was college. So that's what I'll be discussing today. Um, Shout out to the one person who voted. Your contribution helps me significantly. Now, for clarification, I am a college student. I'm new to college, and I'm going to try my best to go into detail of what it's like, what the process is like getting into it, to give something of a too long didn't read answer. It's definitely worth it. I totally recommend it. And there are probably a lot of people who are not my age, well over my age, and think they regret having not gone to college previously. And something you need to understand with college is just because people generally attend it as soon as they're an adult and graduate high school and into their 20s doesn't mean everyone does that. Doesn't mean you're confined to that. There are many elderly people who have attended college. I had seen in the news sometime recently that a woman over 100 years old completed her master's degree recently. So you're not bounded to age. And walking around the college, I've occasionally seen many much older adults attending college. Now, one of the big things that seems to come to mind for a lot of people is affording college. I'll be honest, it's quite the endeavor. It's not the kind of thing you just leave your house, buy, and go back home. No, it's a commitment, and you definitely want to think about if it's something you want to do. Um, Part of the reasons why it tends to be expensive is because there's a lot of different things you're paying for. For a lot of students, such as myself, you're having a place to sleep, to eat, to just live. Uh, you're purchasing books and materials. Uh, you're purchasing basically the right to attend the classes. And it's, in the previous episode, I spoke a lot about autism, and I, I don't, I have a hard time considering that when I'm at college, and I feel like I'm not putting in my all because it makes me feel uncomfortable. But at the same time, it does feel it does give you a boost of motivation to think that and suddenly realize, I worked hard to get to this moment, to this position. Um, in more ways than one, too. There are expenses, and then also college. It's like if you get into one, you very likely got in there because the organization saw the great things in you. And when you go to apply to enter a college, Definitely apply to more than one. Definitely apply. Because there is no guaranteeing they're all going to accept you. Um, Try different colleges. It's really a chance to brag about yourself when you fill out those applications. Maybe you want to go to Harvard University. Now, bear in mind, Harvard is a very prestigious college. They only have a 3% acceptance rate. But it's like, play your chances with different colleges. Um, and if they don't accept you, don't give up. Don't think you're not good enough. Because there are many cases where it's not that the college didn't think you were a good suit for them. They just had they just have so many students applying to the college that they can only let in so many. Where I'm attending college, this school year was one of their highest in enrollment. Over 500 students entered. And for any of you parents out there, imagine taking care of some kids, 1, 2, 12, 5, whatever. Imagine working a bunch of people to help over 500. And most, if not all of them, are not family either. If you do get accepted to college, you then need to enroll because, you know, just because you get accepted to college doesn't mean you have to go now. That's the decision you make in enrollment. Do you want to go here? Because it's very much possible to get accepted to more than one college, such as in my case. Compare them, find out which ones are best. Go on campus tours. I suggest doing that as soon as possible, in fact, like maybe even before actually applying to the colleges. Get to know the places, learn the college jargon. Then you'll really see what's the best fit for you. I came to this college because I love the arts. It's small. It's a nice area that's close to a lot of nice businesses and transportation. I'm not too far from home. So it seemed like a nice fit. I got accepted, and so I enrolled. In terms of affording college, there are actually a lot of ways to go about it. I'm not too understanding of how the concept of college debt works. That's something I have more to learn about. But, you know, try applying for different scholarships and grants. It's like, this is just a really good time for you to brag about yourself. And it can be empowering. It can help you understand what all you've really accomplished in your life. Um, Now that I'm actually here at college, I will say it is certainly challenging at times. I felt a roller coaster of emotions. There have even been some days where I struggle to have any emotion at all. Any motivation at all. I feel just depressed. I question why I came here. I question, like, do I even want to be here? Do I belong here? But then eventually I realize I do belong here because I earned my way here. And when you're sitting alone and feeling unaccomplished, you don't realize in the moment that so many other people here are at some point feeling exactly how you do as well. They just haven't talked about it much with other people either. Something I've learned recently is the importance of being willing to talk to one another when one of you is sad. I like to be optimistic in situations. I like to think of the best things that can happen. But I will admit, not everything's gonna be happiness, ponies, and rainbows. And, that's why I've gotten into the habit of when someone asks me how I'm doing, if I'm honestly feeling a little rough, feeling just okay, just tell them. Just tell them. And when someone says it to me that they're feeling I tell I tell them that I hope they feel better, and especially and then especially in cases where they're close to me, I ask them if there's anything I could do for them or if there's anything they want to talk about. Up until now, a lot of times they've just said, "Nah, I'm good," or "Nah, I'll be fine." But it's a little different. It's derivative of the expectation that you should answer, "I'm doing great. Not a bad day in my life." It's just be honest. Be I I love honest people. If I ever have a girlfriend, if I could ask for one thing from her, one thing and nothing else, all I want is for her to be honest. When she screws up, I want her to be honest. It's not easy at first. I know it takes time, but at some point, just be honest. You screw up, I screw up. Let's be honest about it. Um, if she doesn't approve of something I'm doing, be honest. If she, if we want some feature about one another, be honest. I'm sorry if I feel like I keep going off topic this video. But still, I'm saying, like, I'm referring to the culture and social living here at college. Like, when you come to this place, you learn a lot about yourself very quickly. And I've definitely found that to be the case for myself. You know, I mentioned in the last video how recently I've been trying really hard to become some great person, try to do great things and everything. I was trying so hard that I didn't feel like myself, and that's when I just kept going in circles and felt lost. I just need to be myself, understand that I have some weaknesses, maybe some major weaknesses, but in fighting those, or in just coping with them, nobody has has a greater understanding and ability to take those on as I do. Sometimes it really doesn't feel like that. It takes realization. It takes stepping out of your chair for a few minutes. Just please, just trust me. You'll see. Um, Here at college, you've a lot more responsibility over yourself. You're very rarely going to be told, "Hey, you need to get this done," or "Hey, you need to do your laundry." You take care of that. It's your first time really feeling independent in the scenario that you grew up in, like your parents or grandparents' household. It's not easy at times. I'll be honest. Until now I've had a bad habit of falling behind on my laundry, and as a result, my clothes have gotten really wrinkly. So, Mom, I'm very sorry about that. um, I mean, I still, don't get me wrong, I get it done. It's just it's tough at times. I have a hard time remembering. I've had a bad habit of leaving my uh, whatever you call it, laundry detergent strips in the laundry room. Uh, I'm getting better about it though. I'm getting better. Um, Now, I feel like until now I've really discussed college as something that's this big deal. Like, oh my gosh, it's coming, and you get all nervous. And that's it's true. It's a lot. But don't get me wrong. There's a lot of great stuff about college, and I think first thing, the food. The food is awesome. When you go to the college cafeteria, out of the four schools I have attended in person in my life, this one has the very best food. It changes up. There's desserts. I'm gonna be honest, I am gaining weight. I have, I think I'm about 2 months into college, and I'm probably just about hit the freshman 15. Um, I find when I'm here, I come to really appreciate the all kinds of other cheap foods. Uh, no, I have not eaten much of the oodles and noodles yet. In fact, we actually have a place here at the college that serves ramen for free if you have your college ID with you, and order just ramen. Um, but you come to enjoy and appreciate the food. And, it's funny. Even though you start eating a lot more when you get to college, it doesn't feel like you run out of food too quickly. I mean, it's like considering you're probably not going to have a lot of money while you're at college and you want to set up a budget. That's it's definitely important, but it's like you just there's all kinds of options for food. They have a cafeteria, um, where you just use like a meal swipe system. If you do spend money, there's nice restaurants downtown. Um, I constantly have family members and friends providing me food. Um, it's great. Um, Another nice thing about college is you focus a lot more on what you really want to do with yourself in classes. In middle and high school, I remember probably like by the time I was in high school, most of the classes felt completely pointless to me. It felt like I had no reason to take them because the skills I would learn in those classes, like, would almost all be forgotten by the time by my 20s. Um, Now, that's not to say all skills, but in college you work a lot more on what you actually want to do with yourself. You discover, is this career for me or not? I There are some moments where you're focusing on stuff that feel pointless or obsolete when it comes to work, but your life revolves less around that. I think coming to college brings you a feeling of purpose. Um, I think one of my very favorite things about coming to college, growing up, I have really struggled to maintain very close friendships. It's not that I it's not that I tend to be a jerk to people, or that I don't I don't think it's that I don't think it is that I don't get out much. I just I really struggled to like keep a close friendship. I felt like in the moment I just didn't know what to do. I tend to be introverted. I I'd be nice. I'd say hello. I'd have little conversations with people, but when it came to like hanging out regularly, I felt like I just felt blank in my brain. And I didn't like the idea that I would I'm sorry. But yeah, I really struggled with it. But coming into college, it feels like the diversity amongst everyone amplifies significantly. Like, you inevitably find people who fit in well with you. Um, and it's been great. I've gotten along great with my roommate, with some of my neighbors. I found all kinds of other cool guys. I have this like whole clique now of both boys and girls. Um, and it's been great. It's great. I find a lot of times thinking of what we've assembled is one of my biggest motivations here. I think I've been able to do a lot in 2 months. I think one of the few things I haven't done yet is get into a romantic relationship. I'll be honest, that's another thing. That's another uh, experience, kind of experience where I'm quite lacking. Um, it, in our experience, where I'm quite lacking in experience, and things like that, you really just need to take your time. I think that's where I struggle the most, actually, with romantic relationships. It's like all kinds of statistics show that teenagers and young adults get into relationships a lot faster than older adults do. And I felt the opposite. I felt like I need to take my time, and I think that's been a problem for me as a result, because a lot of people here start dating within a matter of a week or a few days. For me, it's like become a good friend for a few weeks or months and then get into a relationship. I mean, don't get me wrong, if it's a girl that I really like, I wouldn't say I have much against getting into a relationship sooner. I've just felt like it would be best to really take my time. Um, yeah, but it's just, it's inevitable that takes time, because a lot of the people you see that get into relationships very quickly end up falling out of them just as fast. Not everyone. I have a classmate who has had the same girlfriend since 8th grade, and that is impressive, very impressive. And I'm very glad for him. Um, when you get to college, too, you're going to do a lot of things that you probably never would have done before, including some breaking the rules. You College definitely brings out a lot of the rebellion in people. When decisions are made at the college that students don't like, they'll speak up about it. When people are getting out their adrenaline, they will do that. If if students want to try certain want to try alcohol or marijuana, they will try it. Um, Now, and that may sound very scary, but really, it doesn't have to be, as long as you're around the right kind of people. Like, you'll be able to tell which people are crazy out of their minds and which people like to try these substances, but know how to do so as responsibly as possible. And those are the people I've found. Um, Now, once again, I'll repeat, I'm only 2 months into college. There's probably a lot more for me to learn about being here, but so far, I don't regret it. I'm glad I did it. My family has been so supportive of me, they've been a big help, and I really appreciate that. If any of my family is watching, thank you very much for helping me get to this point. You've helped me so much. It means the world to me, and I owe a lot of my getting here to all of you. I'd also like to thank everyone who's joined the channel and has been watching since before that. Since I uploaded my first episode of Speak Up, my subscriber count has increased 150%. I have over 700 views, and I don't care what size my channel might be. I just love the feeling of being in a community, and I do intend to do more videos in the near future. If I think I want to find one more tip to give about college. Get involved. Get involved. And you could say it's to get yourself out there and meet new people. But another thing too is getting involved is the best way to cure procrastination. Most often you procrastinate when you have a whole day of nothing to do. As nice as it feels, in the moment you will probably not do everything you wanted to do with that time. Go out there, get involved, find stuff you enjoy doing, find stuff that makes you feel good, things that make you happy. I've gotten into drawing. I've been looking into joining the radio. Sometimes I'll go to little events like different lectures. Next week I'm going to go to a kitchen demo. There was one earlier this week on assembling charcuterie boards. Unfortunately, I did not attend that, but I was interested. And to build on to that, have fun, be responsible, but have fun. It's like if you consider college, you can do it. I know you can. And it is definitely worth it. Just find what place is best for you, what people are best for you. This is where you find what's really good for you and what people truly support you. And thank you very much for watching, and have a great weekend.
Bye.